better to die in war than to live under oppression. Have you ever heard that words before? And if you know, who will it be? Just so you know, those powerful words were not spoken by a king or a great commander, but by a brave young hero who sacrificed her life for freedom. Today, let us travel back in time and witness the inspiring story about Martha Cristina Tiahahu, a young girl whose courage and patriotism continue to inspire generations until today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, judges. Good morning, everyone. My name is Cicilia Iza Aunillah, and I'm from Model Islamic Senior High School. On this happy occasion, I would like to tell you a story called The Flame of Maluku. And do you know that? That was Martha Cristina Tiahahu. Okay, let us go back in a time which is called by once upon a time in the eastern island of Indonesia, in the beautiful land of Maluku Island, lived a brave young girl whose spirit would one day inspire an entire nation. Her name was Martha Cristina Tiahahu. She was born in 1800 in a small village called Nusalau. From a very young age, Martha grew up hearing stories about courage, dignity, and freedom from her father, Kapitan Paulus Tiahahu, a respected warrior who fought against colonial oppression. At one evening, little Martha asked her father, "Father, why do our people suffer so much?" Her father looked at her and gently said, "Because our land is controlled by a people who do not treat us fairly. But one day, brave people must stand and fight against colonial oppression." Those words stayed deeply in Martha's heart. Unlike most girls in her age, Martha wasn't interested in living quietly at home. She loved listening to war strategies, watching soldiers stand, and learning how her people defended their land. At the time, the Dutch colonial government treated the people unfairly. Work harder, work harder, work harder for me, you illader," said one of the Dutch colonial by whipping one of the villagers. Many villagers were forced to obey cruelties, pay heavy taxes, and surrender their freedom. Fear spread across the island, but not in Martha's heart. When she was still a teenager, war erupted under the leadership of Patimura. Martha wanted to join the struggle, but her father rejected her due to her underage. Then Martha said this to her father, "Father, it's not about age, it's not about weight, but it's about our people, and I can't just stand here and do nothing." Her father then let her join the struggle. Without hesitation, Martha stood beside her father and joined the battle. People were shocked. Another of the villagers whispered, "She's only a young girl." Another more said, "How can a child fight in a war?" But Martha bravely answered, "A young age doesn't mean a weak spirit." And then Martha proved it. She followed fighters into the forest and battlefield. She carried saplings, encouraged excited warriors, and even held weapons herself. During battles, her voice could often be heard shouting to the troops, "Do not surrender, people. This land belongs to us. Wipe your tears. Raise your spears." Her bravery amazed everyone around her. Even older soldiers respected her determination. During a first battle against the Dutch troop, Martha fought fearlessly beside her father. Smoke filled the air, gunshots echoed through the hills, and the struggle became more dangerous as the Dutch grew stronger. But it doesn't make Martha's spirit down. Instead, she screamed out, "Long live Maluku! Long live Maluku! Long live Maluku!" But then, tragedy struck. Her father was captured and executed before her eyes. Martha saw that and then screamed out to the Dutch colonial, "Hey, you old Dutch! Release my father! Release my father! Just take me, but release my one and only father!" But it was too late. Her father was already laid down to the land. "Martha, please continue our struggle," he whispered before his final breath. For a moment, silence filled Martha's heart. Pain and grief crushed her, but they didn't crush her spirit. Instead, the loss made she even more determined to continue fighting. The Dutch colonial later captured her. Despite of her young age, they saw her as a threat because her courage inspired many people to resist colonial rules. While imprisoned, the Dutch later sent her to be a forced labor in Java Island. One of the soldiers knelt her down and said this, "You're just only younger. Just stop fighting and your life will be easier." Martha looked at her and firmly said, "I would rather die than to live and serve with those oppressed my people." Because of her resistance, she was exiled aboard a Dutch ship heading to Java. During journey, she became seriously ill. The harsh treatment, exhaustion, and sadness weakened her up. On January 2, 1818, at only 17 years old, Martha Cristina Tiahahu passed away on the ship. According to historical stories, her body was laid to rest in the sea that she loved so much. The story of Martha Cristina Tiahahu showed the world that true heroes is not defined by age, wealth, or power, but by their willingness to sacrifice her life for justice and freedom. Although her life was short, but her courage became eternal. Today, her name was remembered as one of the national heroes of Indonesia. Remembering the story of Martha Cristina Tiahahu should inspire today's young generation to continue fighting for the future of Indonesia. By studying hard, participating actively in education, respecting difference, and contributing on society. I think enough for me. I hope my storytelling can give benefit to you all. Last but not least, thank you for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.